Okay. Hello, everybody. Hello. I'm here to go on another little rant thing here, and also a bit of an explanation. I wanna be informative here. All right, want to be informative without a script. Definitely some editing though. So yeah, here I'm going to explain the situation regarding Valorant's anti-cheat software. So yeah. For those who do not know, Valorant is Riot's newest foray into multiplayer games. If you don't already know, Riot is the company behind League of Legends. Yeah, that thing. And Valorant is their way of trying to get into the team shooter realm, you know, the same realm as Overwatch and Counter-Strike. In fact, that seems to be what Valorant is trying to be. It's trying to be like Overwatch mixed with Counter-Strike, which doesn't look all that impressive, honestly, but oh well, we'll see how it goes when it actually comes out. Probably won't be that different, but we'll see. Now, much like any multiplayer game, Valorant has anti-cheat software. You know, software to try and prevent people from cheating. You know, using wall hacks, aimbots, that kind of stuff, from gaining an unfair advantage. The system that Valorant uses is called Vanguard anti-cheat, and Vanguard anti-cheat is client-side software. To help explain what that means, you have to look at the two different kinds of anti-cheats. There's server-side and client-side. Server-side anti-cheat is something like VAC, the VAC system used in Team Fortress 2 and Counter-Strike Global Offensive. VAC is not something you download onto your computer. It is something that Valve is using on their end to monitor their servers for any potential cheating. The advantage to that is that, one, it's not invasive at all because, well, it's server-side. You can't exactly poke through your computer because it's not on your computer. And it generally has a pretty robust report system, right? Because you generally need the human element for it. The server-side systems will usually catch the most obvious of cheaters, you know, people who are just using random spliced-together cheats and scripts to break a game, like wall hacks and aimbots and stuff like that. But most cheaters who actually make the scripts have managed to find ways around systems like VAC. And this is where the human element comes in. They rely on players reporting these cheaters so that the VAC system will focus in on the people that are getting reported on, and then hopefully the idea is an employee will take notice and report them themselves and eventually get them banned. Right? That's server side. You don't download it, it's not invasive, but it also is not very efficient and generally relies on a more direct human interaction. The other one is client side. Client side anti-cheat is the opposite. It is something like Easy Anti-Cheat, which comes packaged with the Master Chief Collection on PC or Apex Legends on Origin, right? Basically, when you download those games, Easy Anti-Cheat is a program that is downloaded and installed with it. It comes packaged with it. And the idea is, with it being client-side anti-cheat, it will essentially monitor what programs you are running on your computer as you are running your game. So basically, if you are running aimbot software or wall hacking software or anything like that, the anti-cheat software will be monitoring that and will take notice of the programs that you are running, realize what they're doing to the game, and ban you as a result. They'll report you to the in-game system and then get you banned as a result for using the cheating software. Now, this is where Vanguard comes in. Vanguard is client-side, which means you download and install it when you download and install Valorant. Same thing as Easy Anti-Cheat. The catch is the way this program works in terms of its permissions. Every program on your computer has permissions. There are multiple, levels of permissions and kinds of permissions that exist. They allow certain programs to access and not access certain things on your computer, just like clearance levels in a building, right? You don't have the right permissions, you can't access certain areas. Same thing. Most programs are below you, the user, in your permissions. Usually if a program wants to run on your computer, you have to give it permission because you are the administrator. You are the ultimate authority on what programs run and how they run. You are the ultimate authority. You have the highest level of permissions that most people have without just like gutting your computer down to the raw code, right? And that's usually how other anti-cheat software works, other client-side anti-cheat. They will give themselves lower permissions because their whole shtick is not to actually do something to your computer, but to simply monitor the programs you are running while you are playing the game, right? They don't actually do something on your computer, like to your computer. They just watch. They just watch you to make sure you're not using prohibited software at the same time. And this is where Vanguard becomes a problem, because Vanguard, when it installs itself, it gives itself administrator level permissions on your computer. It gives itself the same level of influence over your computer as yourself, the user. That's not something any program, any anti-cheat software needs. That's nowhere near the level of permissions any kind of anti-cheat software needs to have. Not at all. That is completely unnecessary. And it effectively turns it into a rootkit, which is basically just a way of digging its way into your computer, right? Like a little virus, computer virus, and almost like malware in a way, basically. And on top of that, it never turns off. Usually, client-side anti-cheat software will turn on, it will be like flipped on, activated, so long as you are running the game that it's attached to, and then it will be deactivated when you close the game. Vanguard doesn't do that. Vanguard just keeps going. Vanguard anti-cheat turns on the moment you boot up your computer, which means it has administrator level permissions from the moment you turn your computer on. And it is always there. Always on. That is incredibly invasive. That is not something any anti-cheat software needs to have. That is not something any software from a game developer should be able to do. That is not at all something it should be able to do under any circumstances. No, not at all. Just on a principle level. Like on a principle privacy level, that is not something that should be able to happen. No. Something should not have that level of permissions, nor should it be on 24/7 the moment you boot up your computer. Right? And aside from the principle of it, there are also concerns that, one, no software is invincible. People will learn how to crack it. And so people are wondering, what happens when cheaters do learn to crack Vanguard anti-cheat? What will that allow them to do if Vanguard anti-cheat is always on and is able to do the same things on your computer as you are, as the user, as the administrator? What can it do? What can it do from that point? So that's a scary thought. And combine that with the fact that Riot is 100% owned by Tencent, which is a Chinese company, and not just a Chinese company, a major Chinese corporation. And by law in China, if you want to run a corporation, you have to be a member of the Chinese Communist Party. Effectively turning Tencent into an arm of the Chinese government. I think you can see where people's suspicions and concerns start to come from. So yeah, that's just my little discussion and explanation about the whole Valorant and Vanguard anti-cheat situation. Yeah, and also update on the situation. Apparently Riot has chosen to not actually address the concerns themselves, and instead have decided to just create bug bounties for their anti-cheat. Basically what they've said is they're not concerned with the potential for problems because they think that their software is so secure you won't be able to find the exploits in the first place. So all they've done is just put out bug bounties. They haven't changed how the anti-cheat works. They haven't changed its invasive properties. They haven't changed the potential for abuse. they've simply told people to basically come and try to abuse it. So yeah, real great response from Riot there. So yeah, that's that little rant. This has been TheRatMan, and yeah, I'll see you all later. Goodbye.